Today we're heading down to Banbury to meet Alex from Hunt Bespoke Kitchens Interiors. Hunt Bespoke's been in business for over 25 years now, specialising in custom-made high-end cabinetry. Hi Alex, thanks for having me. Should we take a look at some of your work that you're doing, shall we?
Thank you.
So talk me through sort of some of the differences in how you create products now, sort of how you get work to the guys in the shop, and just show me some of your changes that you've got.
Sure, so previously we were designing in kind of standalone drawing software. The designers were spending a lot of time, because we are bespoke, annotating plans, doing the measurements, the site survey would come back. The designer would have to, I suppose, stop what they're currently working on to start modifying the existing design for the correct sizes. It would then come into the workshop and the cabinet makers would sit down with the designers, spend a lot of time, produce what we used to call our A4s, and kind of go through the measurements for each cabinet.
So everything was redrawn again by hand?
Completely redrawn by hand. That was hugely time consuming. It was reinventing the wheel. It was running the risk of kind of elements being lost in translation, where an interpretation here might be not what the client and the designer were necessarily envisaging. The more time the designers spent with the cabinet makers, the less that would happen, but it was also taking them away from what their kind of current focus is. With Mozaik, we've been able to, I suppose, build and develop a very parametric catalogue that makes the design time quicker. We've got kind of the bit of materials, the cutting sheets, all the size and dimensions kind of listed on a per cabinet basis. This is now being translated or sent directly to our machine. So the sheet material can be cut straight from, I suppose, kind of the software, as opposed to that duplication of process.
So rather than having the multiple softwares sending off site and then having different people, sort of too many chefs looking at the stew, it's now...
Far too many chefs. It's a much more joined up process. There's a lot more kind of collaboration. Our project manager, because we can, all access Mozaik after a site survey, we have all the information in one place. And that's allowing us to spend more time with the clients, push the boundaries of our designs, work on how we can kind of improve the quality in that time saving, and then look to, I suppose, wider our offering of potentially other products. This is an example of a fully bespoke kind of cabinet that we were going out for a kitchen, an oak veneer carcass with, this would have all been cut on the CNC, solid 5-piece doors with kind of concealed magnets kind of going in. This will be taken to site. We've obviously got here a drawer box as well within this. This will be kind of on the island, a sink cabinet. We've got a solid oak, so we do all the drawer boxes and the inserts in-house.
And your drawer boxes, I can see they're dovetail as well, so they're all done in-house?
So we take the solid oak in, that's brought in, and we take it down to 15 mil. We then dovetail it here, shape it as we need. So at the moment we're not doing anything with this on the CNC, but we think we will soon start doing it, and been looking at the Mozaik software as with one of the translations to see if we can get that quicker and easier from there. But again, we're getting the right sizes rather than again working out the cabinet size and instantly kind of being able to, speed up that process of potentially being able to
progress another side of it using software or bringing things to a specific place.
Exactly that. So being able to speed up the process of, rather than almost building the cabinets, then working out the drawer sizes. It's being able to accurately get those measurements straight away, so we can kind of balance our workforce probably a bit better, where things can happen concurrently. The other side that we're doing, this is just some sample doors. We've been playing around more made to measure. Those customers who are either on a budget, house builders, people who maybe we're doing a bespoke kitchen, but their utility room or wardrobes are, they don't want to maybe, or they want to use their budget kind of in different ways, or actually in one case where the kitchen perimeter has been done in this, and they've had a real showpiece bespoke island kind of made. So this is effectively taking one solid piece of very high density 22mm MDF and pocketing out a shaker door So it's almost ready to go straight in, which is all done on here. We're in the process of, on the doors, getting Mozaik to talk to the CNC so that we can turn these around a lot quicker, and part of that is actually having that catalogue built up on the software, on Mozaik. One of the reasons that this is coming in cheaper as well is limiting the choices. And so having that kind of limitation of choices, but still being able to parametrically increase the size as we need to, and have it talk directly to this to cut down the design time, but also the manufacturing time considerably, to allow us to offer this as kind of an alternative product.
So it's not only sort of saved you time with certain things, you're now able to, if a customer wants, like you said, a bespoke build with a really unique construction, you can then sort of quote for other parts of their house or finish to allow for their budget, so that they can have that real nice island or something like that.
We can effectively take on more projects in their house. We were quoting yesterday for an initial consultation for a lady who's completely renovating a house. Previously we would have quoted for just the kitchen, but now we're having discussions about, you know, the laundry room and a boot room, which can be delivered within her budget, and so we can kind of, I suppose, take an overall budget that she's given and use it in a much wiser way to hopefully deliver something that works for her but is also profitable for us.
Okay, so your customers get a bespoke quality made build at a reasonable price as well, and they also get their unique products as well built in. And
yes. I mean, you know, bespoke is overused in this industry.
like
a lot. This is more bespoke than a lot of high street competitors. In some ways, the cost of material is actually pretty much on par as our bespoke, but it's the labour savings, and it's the labour savings all the way through.
You can build something how a customer actually wants it to be built.
Yes, exactly.
Helps with customer satisfaction.
Yeah. And it's not taking us any more time, it's not costing us anything else to produce. And as I say, and then, you know, because the quality of the information that's kind of coming through into here, you know, the kind of the designers in the showroom can very much focus on the next customer, or spending that time with the customer. We can take them to, if they're having natural stone, to the actual importers, and we can go and choose the slabs. You know, the customer's feeling, you know, that they're getting that extra service that they're not getting elsewhere, because they're saving time, effectively redrawing and redrawing.
So it's not just helped you with sort of speed and accuracy or keeping everything together. It means that you can have a better relationship with your customer, have more time to give them the white glove service and make sure they are truly happy with their end product.
Completely, and effectively, you know, understand why they're coming to us and paying a premium for a premium product, is they're getting a service that they wouldn't get at other bespoke companies in some case.
So you've got some amazing products here. Do you mind showing me and telling me a bit about them?
Yeah, so this is something we're just finishing off. So we've got a bespoke library ladder, or a ladder going on here on a brass rail. We do increasingly a lot of these kind of pocket door systems here into kind of a breakfast cabinet for a lot of families.
So these are all made for individual families or customers. It's not an item they buy, it's all built for.
Completely made for the customers. So we'll be discussing type of shelves they want, the height of the shelves, what they're going to be kind of using it on here, and quite often, you know, if we're putting in, say, a cold shelf like this, a stone shelf, you know, it might be their worktop shelf, or our relationship we have with our fabricators, they might have an offcut of some really stunning marble, and we might just say, we only need a tiny bit, can we use some of that, and kind of give that a slight wow factor when the doors are open. Just on here, certain bits that we do, so, you know, things like the screw cap covers here, just so that you don't see a screw, you just see a bit of brass or whatever's kind of matching the handle.
A real sort of attention to detail.
Very much the focus on the attention to detail, just so that you're not at any point you're not noticing something that you shouldn't notice. It feels very much part of the cabinet, and, you know, down to those little things that make a huge difference. And I suppose this, in many ways, you know, partly designed to look like an antique dresser, much better made, soft close drawer runners, but in here we put a charging drawer, so that iPads, mobile phones, any electronic devices can be put in there, charged, and just
hidden away out of view when they're not in use.
So a nice traditional look with a modern feel to it, with the modern...
21st century in a traditional antique looking piece.
And is there anything that you make that's sort of more specific to you? You might be the only people that make it, or one of the only people that might make it?
Yeah, so there's a couple of products that we've kind of developed and refined. We don't buy and draw boxes, we make our dovetailed drawer boxes, we make our own knife blocks, cutlery inserts, spice racks here. We've also been working with a component supplier. We found corner solutions, so we either do a kind of just an open corner that we can do, where a double door into the corner, as we've got elsewhere in the showroom, which I'm showing you. But actually, for some people, having that kind of access, but they didn't want the metal wire frame traditional options, of using this system that we've got to kind of create a dovetailed oak wooden solution. And we certainly one of very few people in the UK who have actually done this and been developing it to get the weights right, but effectively, you know, something that matches our drawer boxes, matches the oak we use, the kind of the solid oak that we use, that we make ourselves, to be able to kind of utilize all of that storage space. Whilst this, you know, this doesn't have to be a certain width, we can make this as wide as we need, as narrow as we need, and kind of really start looking at, are there any bits that the customer might want that will make their lives easier and their functionality of the kitchen kind of better for them.
And again, all of this is made in-house by you and your team?
Completely made in-house in the workshop that we're in earlier.
Fantastic, so people can have their bespoke, custom-made products exactly how they want, with that attention to detail
Exactly.
that you have. Fantastic.